that
Hey,
you offered us with Madeleine scores displays.
Here's Caps
And
chatter.
when you think of the
Welcome,
progress
welcome,
you've made,
welcome.
how far you've made, what
How are
is
you
going to
doing?
stay with you? What is going to be
Let me
your
turn this down.
Pretty good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. The chat was asking questions. There's a 45-second delay, but they might ask you something. I'll scoot over if you want to come in.
All right.
How was that? How was that series?
I mean, it was a lot closer than I thought.
Yeah.
I think Matt were playing really well, so.
Matt were crazy good. Like, your guys, game 1 was a mess. There was so much fighting. And then game 2, you just had, like, insane macro. Your map movements were crazy. Like, your guys, when you have tempo on sides, you just, like, juggle the tempo so well with the Varus and Renata. It was mega impressive. What are your feelings? Any first feelings?
I mean, I'm super happy we won.
Yeah.
I think definitely it's like a series to look out for us.
Yeah.
I definitely think we were quite nervous, it felt like, in the game. I think they were playing very aggressive.
Yeah.
And they kind of were quite catching us off guard a lot.
Yeah.
And then we didn't really play like our usual selves, and at least like from the beginning, right? And I think slowly, like later in the game, we started playing a lot more confident. But especially our early game, where we are doing quite well, they were just getting the better of us.
Yeah, BB was smurfing.
Yeah.
Like, BB was mega smurfing every game. Like, solo killing on Cassante, then the mid fight with Kennen, and then, yeah, on the game, game 4, he had a 4-level lead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, against Jace.
Yeah. It was like
what do you think?
Level 12, I think it was even 5 at some point.
Yeah, I think when Rod procced, he was like 16 or 17, and Jace was like level 12. Turn caps louder. Okay, maybe that's better.
Maybe I move it closer.
Oh, okay.
Now
Wait, hold on, let me check. Say something.
Test.
Yeah, I think you're good now, maybe.
Just
Let
like
me turn down the broadcast feed. This is an emote that they spam. It's called XD caps. It's like when you do something sick, and then it's like no, no, no. You know, so like they try and solo kill you. They all spam that, as if like you're turning it. What do you think was like the most important pick that series? I felt like for me, Azir Varus was like everything.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I think the Varus seemed to be quite strong in the series, and was getting like the upper hand, a lot of like especially laning phase, I guess.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because the game was very chaotic and like very like a lot of fights, right?
Yeah.
So Varus being stronger in the early game makes sense that he was super powerhouse. But then we all saw the downside, right? It was very hard for him to play the fight in the last game at least.
Yeah, game 1, the draft I thought was awesome because you like pick TF as if you're going to flex it. I don't know if you flex it bot as well, but that looked like I sent a TF coming. But then they blinded Orianna, and I guess you were like, TF Orianna is kind of rough, right? Like you're just getting outrange. But then they picked Zac on 4 and double flexed. And then you picked Akali, but then they picked Yasuo. So was it like a lot of flexing and you were like, oh shit, I guess I'll just take TF mid?
I mean, definitely was, like they caught us a bit off guard. I think we thought the Zac was probably going to go top.
Yeah.
But they ended up putting a jungle. And I think the Akali pick with TF is just very nice because it like covers people from going like crazy things.
Yeah.
Then they went for it anyway.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, for sure not the most fun matchup to play mid.
Yeah, that draft looked rough.
Especially because Vi doesn't really help much early.
Yeah.
And Vi was getting invaded as well.
Yeah, and then Orianna got like 4 kills in like 10 minutes, and then you randomly like they griefed through bots, so somehow you came back. That was crazy. Bro, you've been winning titles for like 5 years now, 6 years. Are you like tired? Like, are you a bit burnt, or are you like you still feel the grind?
I mean, I think this title feels like a lot better than I think even like some of the ones from last year.
Yeah.
Just because it felt like we came in game 1 and we were feeling very confident.
Yeah.
And then it just like smacked us, you know.
It just slaps you.
So I was like, oh no, this is like, and just you can feel it in the game as well, you know, like. I think if we lost the game and it was like, oh, they cheesed us level 1 or they did something weird, right? But I could feel that we were nervous. Like, it felt like we were not playing our usual self, and we were definitely like, definitely not our best, it felt like. So I was definitely quite nervous after game 1, and then I think the way like game 3 and game 4 went was also very scary, right? So I think in that sense, it was a very scary best of 5, and I think when the scarier it is, the more nice it is when you actually win. It's like very relieved, right?
So you feel like if it was too easy, maybe you'd be like, man, this is kind of mid. But when you get like a wake-up call, right, and you're like, oh shit, I gotta start playing better. So that kind of motivates you a bit, I guess, if you have competition. Because you haven't really had competition for like 4 or 5 years. I guess Rogue beat you once.
As well last year, right, in the winter.
Yeah,
spring.
It was Mad knocked you out, right? In that was it 5-game series?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Rogue beat you as well in the finals once, didn't they, when you had Jankos on that roster? But you've been consistently the best in Europe for so long. Do you think this year the roster will really show what it's got? Because I know everyone memes and they're like, oh, they won all the scrim champions, lose to NRG, but do you really think this year is the year where you can show it? I mean, the easy answer is yes, but like the soft answer, the hard answer, I guess, is can you really get that scrim performance on stage?
I mean, for sure, it's also about like how much we, like, how like willing we are to just keep grinding it out, right?
Yeah.
Because I think it's easy when we're winning a lot. It's easy to get blindsided, like maybe we get some fake ideas in draft, maybe we get some fake ideas on how we should play the game. But if we really want to win MSI, really want to win Worlds, we need to keep like an eye on the bigger picture. And that's why I think, for example, today's series, I mean, sure we won, but there's so many lessons to take away from this series. And even though the patch is not going to be the same, I think some of our reactions to this patch, because this patch was crazy. Like, this was a crazy patch to play on. I feel like I think this might have been the craziest playoffs patch I've ever had.
Yeah, because you had like Zac coming in to be counter TF, to counter K'Sante, sorry. Then TF blind pick was strong. Senna was available, so you could play
Karma
Senna lanes.
was coming in as well.
Karma was there. Ezreal was playable, but people were afraid. And as soon as the patch came out, everyone thought Ezreal was the pick, but it was wrong.
Yeah.
But then Kai'Sa came back because Ezreal was picked. So I think the TF changes and maybe the Zac coming out just destroyed everything. And Senna became an AD carry.
Like, it feels like this patch changed in terms of the meta, changed probably more than even like the preseason patch.
Yeah.
Because preseason, a lot of the champions just stayed the same. But here it was like 3 days. Good luck on this patch, right? And that's why we were just like, I don't even think we were even close, like remotely close to like solving the patch or like getting the best read on the patch.
You think there's more still?
I think there's like, I think we can go so much deeper, and there's so many like situations we didn't get to test yet because we didn't have the time, and because it was like every week we have to be ready. We can't like dive super deep into the small things. So I mean, I would love to play on this patch. Like, I think this patch could have been really fun to play on for another like a month, you know. And I think there would still be like new things coming in and out. Like, this would have been a perfect Worlds patch, I think.
Yeah. Hopefully they don't change too much.
Yeah.
Because then there's so much more to cook. But you love that stuff, right? You love when the game is just innovation and it's not stale, right? Azir, Orianna, Corki,
yeah, for sure.
Varus, Senna. It's like when it gets really stale, K'Sante, Aatrox, that's it. That's when you feel like the game's just. Do you think it's boring, or do you think it's just you can't innovate, so you just get frustrated?
I mean, I think it's like it's for sure more fun when you can try out new champs. When it's just like, oh, this champ is the best, this champ is the second best, this is the matchup everyone handshakes. Then it's like, okay, that's a kind of boring meta, right? And if that is the case, I usually try to see if I can innovate somewhere, right? But sometimes, like some patches, it's very hard.
Sometimes you overcook.
Yeah, I mean, I think for some reason, season 7 meta was like probably the most like
Ardent
stale.
meta?
That was like the Ardent meta, but even like throughout the year was just like hyper carry bot. Like, I think it was
like
Orianna
Varus,
Syndra
Lulu or something.
all year, right? Like, and then this was kind of like stale in my opinion. And I think right now it was just crazy. Now a lot of the things got nerfed. I think Karma got nerfed. I'm sure like I think TF is getting nerfed next. A lot of things are getting nerfed again.
Patch. Right? I think Jace is getting some buffs too or something. I don't know, some things are changing.
So it feels like a lot of champs got buffed, but now I think they're getting nerfed again.
Yeah, so they like reverting a lot of the changes that they did. I think Ilaoi got something as well and then got reverted.
Like even Brand Lilia being like, wow, Lilia was super strong this game as well, but I think they're also like nerfed as well. So
yeah, I'm seeing a lot more double AP mid jungles. Like, it feels like you can play Azir Brand or Azir Lilia. Does that ever scare you? Like, when you had your comp in game 4, I was like, you have 4 AP champs.
I mean, it's for sure not optimal, right? But I think the Lilia Brand is just very strong on the patch, right?
Yeah.
And then, I mean, obviously you would like maybe a bit more AD damage, but I think specifically the last game we were thinking they were playing like the Jace top, and we thought maybe they can't buy enough like resistance that it has. Like,
he first dived them all because he was getting blasted. Yeah, I think the LCK, the main difference I guess is Tristana is a lot more high prio, and Orianna as well. Like a T1 for example would just first pick Orianna on the spot. And they actually like Xayah Rakan a bit. If Senna Varus is out, they're happy to like get rid of both and just go Xayah Rakan. Also, Ashe didn't get picked at all. They love Ashe in LCK as well. You guys, I'm not going to ask if you play it, but I mean, range supports don't seem to be your thing. You know, Mickey just picks the Nautilus. I guess Renata worked as well.
Yeah, I mean, for sure it's not like the most optimal, especially with like Senna and stuff.
Yeah.
But there are like for sure some angles for it. But it's another thing where you just mentioned like 3-4 champs, and there was probably like 5-6 champs more that we maybe don't have the perfect read on. And that's where it's like, that's why I think this patch was like, it's a really good patch in terms of like how far you can dive in, because it was not even close to stale, you know. Like it was really hard for us to. We didn't even know what to ban as well. At some of the time, like I think between game 1 and 2 we swapped all 3 bans because we were just like, I mean, there's so many champions that they can play and they go for so many different things. It's like let's just ban these 3 other champions.
Yeah, the meta is like a champion gets changed, then you find counters to the champion, then you find flexes of that champion to counter the counters, and it's like the branches just don't stop. And you feel like this patch was like halfway through figured out probably.
Exactly, because it like if it's like some of the same like archetypes of like drafts, or what do you want to say, like maybe like a tank jungle, or like it's like Viego Lee Sin or whatnot, but here it was like there was like the Ivans coming on, the Brand, the Lilia, there was like real like tank junglers like that, right? Maokai was also super strong, but even like the Viego we played as well today, like there was so many different ways to draft, and a lot of the champs were like were champs we haven't like practiced a lot recently at least.
Yeah, BB said that as well. Yeah.
So it was like. Yeah, it was a crazy event. It was a lot of fun though.
So hopefully at Worlds, I guess the thing is, the biggest strength I see you guys having is like innovation. You're the first to bring out TF, you play Yasuo top, you play anything, you'll flex anything. I don't see many other teams in the world doing that. I think that's obviously your biggest strength. So when the patches are messy and need a lot of time to figure out, you guys love that stuff, basically.
I mean, for sure, I think so. I mean, I think it depends a bit. I think, like in Europe, maybe it would be easier for us if it was like more stale because it was like very unpredictable, right?
Yeah.
I think some of the, like for example, the TF draft game one maybe like
A bit overcooked.
A bit overcooked maybe.
Yeah.
I think internationally, I mean, I definitely think we're really good at innovating. I think we're good at figuring things out. But I also think in a way it just makes it like a bit more random because like I think there's a good balance, you know. Like I think usually you can innovate a lot. I think this one felt a bit more on the random side just because there were so many things, you know. Like I've actually never seen that on like a patch. But it was it was
kind of nice.
Even like the way, you know, like way also.
Oh yeah, you
got
didn't even
buffed.
play Hui yet.
Yeah, and that's right. I didn't even play it in the final. But there was another time where I hadn't played it much because I saw, okay, it just was losing every single game. I played a few games. Okay, I was like, okay, this is really weak. Then it got buffed.
And then it was OP and you were like one-shotting
okay, now I need to play 20 games away, right?
Yeah, and you were like spamming it, I think,
yeah.
on like the other best-ofs. But this season, this best-of, you didn't even try, you didn't even touch it. I think, was there a draft you had? I think there was one draft where I thought you would play it. I can't remember which one
maybe
it was.
the first one?
I can't remember which one it was. Yeah, maybe it was the first one. Did you have TFI?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I don't know, something like that. I thought you were going to play Hui.
But I guess we wanted to go for the flex kind of.
Did you see the blast cone bug? Let me show you. So I actually think if Mad paused, you might have lost game 2, I think. Or let's see if they put it on, if it's on Reddit somewhere. I think I tweeted it. Let me show you.
So it gets used initially by...
So in
this
this
when
fight,
he chases, right? When he chases Asya.
yeah, so what happens is someone blast cones there, and you
I
get
was surprised actually when I saw it spawn. I was like, wait, there's a blast cone there.
And then as you like chase, I think they're out here basically. But he takes Rel, blast cones, it's respawned instantly, and he gets
wait,
3
Oh,
more.
wait, someone already took it?
Yeah, here, right there. You see that?
What? It's insta respawn?
Yeah, it insta respawn. I think Mad could have paused there, and maybe they would have like.
Yeah, but I think that one is very hard to see in game. You know?
Yeah, super hard. That's what I said to the chat. I was like, I think it's a bug, but if you actually watch it closely and like what you're thinking about, you never really think about the blast cone bug.
Like maybe like I guess Talia hit it, so maybe if he's like, oh wait, how did he take it again? But it's like it's so hard to wing off because you're like, okay, let's get out of here, right?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Who are you looking? Someone in the chat says, who are you looking forward to most at playing at MSI? Because you're locked now. Which team do you think's gonna make it? Who do you want to play against?
I mean, I think T1 is obviously like the easy answer, right? Faker is just always fun to play against. Like I think if anyone asked me any season, I'd probably say T1, right, and Faker. But other than that, I mean, maybe BLG, right? I think Knight was doing really well last year and is continuing to do so. So I think playing against him would be fun. I think did I ever? I don't think I played against him yet. Actually, no, I don't think I played against him yet on stage.
Yeah.
I think
this is a bit of like a. This question is a bit of a weird one. I don't want you to overread too much into it, and it's not like I don't want it to be sound across as inspirational or something for the chat. But if you could go back in time before your NRG series, 1 hour before, and tell yourself something, what would you tell them? To like fix it, because that was obviously like devastating.
I mean, I would probably just like leak that draft. I would leak that draft and counter it. But aside from that, I think I think that I would definitely. Yeah, it's a hard question. I think I would definitely try to like keep the mood up. I think we were talking about after, but I think there was like even a clip of us before the stage, and we were just all like sitting like this, like we were like dead inside.
Do you have like a bad day of scrims or something, or?
I don't even think so. I think it was just like I don't even think anyone was like necessarily in a bad mood or anything. It was just like the energy just felt low, you know. It was just like low energy.
Just one of those days.
And I think they were doing really well. Like they were playing super well. I think they drafted really well as well. Like they had a lot of picks that turned out to be really strong. Like I think they're playing the Nico and the Rumble, right?
Yeah.
And we didn't have the high enough prior on them. I also think
the Nico was strong.
We were like I'm speaking specifically second game. I feel like I was so strong, but I felt like I was overgrouping. I think now on Asia when I'm playing,
you're just side laning like fuck.
I'm side laning. I'm like I will never do it again.
You just perma side like BDS game, or was it BDS? You're just as here. You're like going from up 50 gold to 2k in like 3 minutes.
Because we were winning a lot of games like this in scrims as well, right? But then I feel like we were going on stage and we were just like, oh, Drake is coming up. Let's go to Drake. Then we were just looking at them at Drake, and suddenly it's just like a 5v5 straight up, which can be kind of like flippy in some ways, right? Where I think we could have gotten so many leads. Like I was rewatching and I feel like, I was really throwing like that because I think I could have gotten so many leads on side lane specifically, and I could for sure just have carried it.
Yeah, your guys' side lane plays crazy now.
But now we're just like, we're for sure like thinking about the whole
now you're like, should we fight? No, we can push sides.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on the stream though. I hope you had fun. It was a great finals to watch. I didn't expect it to be so close, but you definitely put on a show. Content game one? Content game?
Yeah, definitely. Every game, every early game as well. So just to make it more hype.
I think the chat's happy you're here. They're obviously on a delay, but everyone spam hearts for Caps. Thank you for coming on the stream. G2 tweeted something. They're all spamming me to check it. Let's just check what G2 tweeted. G2 Esports?
Maybe G2 League? Actually, I don't
G2
know.
League of Legends?
Could be.
They probably tweeted something about the stream. What did they say? Did they say anything? 13 LEC titles in one screenshot.
True.
That's true.
Oh, wait.
Huh?
Is it true? Can you open again? Oh, I see a few more.
Oh,
And I
Mickey's
see-
in the background.
And there's a BB, I think.
There's a
I
few
see
more in the
there.
background.
But close enough. Exposing.
Exposed. Yo, guys, thank you all for coming out. Thank you for the games caps.
Thank you,
I'm
too.
going to end the stream now, chat. So have a good day. Have a good rest of your night. Thank you all for coming out. Subs, lurkers, bidders, gifters, chabbers. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the stream. Yeah.
See you next split.
See you next split. Oh, yeah. Next split, isn't it? There's no MSI now.
True, yeah.
All the hearts are for you. So, yeah.